So there was a brand new clip advertising The Sims 4 at the Game Awards. Now, some of you might think this is a reach, but we all know that EA does from time to time hint at future content, sometimes closer to when it's announced and sometimes not so much. Now, in this video clip, there is a lady browsing her computer on the EA app for games to play. She comes across The Sims 4 and opens it. Then she stands up and with enthusiasm spins into a musician, a rock star playing guitar. Now, most of us know from community feedback and with everything that we have received so far for The Sims that one of few very highly requested themes or concepts for a Sims 4 pack would be bands or being able to play in a functional music career. I honestly think that this would be such a great pack. I guess taking little bits and pieces from The Sims 3 Late Night with bands, but fully fleshing it out and making an entire expansion pack would be amazing. And for the final few seconds of this video clip, she's rocking out on stage with the lights. Now, I know what you're thinking, Matt, this is probably a reach. I mean, this is an ad for the Game Awards. This is an award show. There are live performances for this award show. So it kind of makes sense that they would do something like this, but you also can't tell me that at the same time, they haven't teased new content in this sort of way before, because they have many times before over the past couple of years. Now, this will only perpetuate the speculation, but even in this video clip, the narration reads, "How about a new career with EA Play?" And then they show the rock band clip. New career? Like, it's just screaming hint to me. I don't know, I'm kind of getting my hopes up that this could definitely be a future pack concept. I think it would work very well if it was something small scale or large scale. Now, when I say small scale, I'm talking more so small performances, maybe in a garage with a garage band or at small bars or small lounges, or maybe it's possible that we could receive a world that could have a larger concert venue like an arena or a stadium. Do I think it would be an actual functional lot where you can see everything happening if it was a larger lot? Probably not. I do think it would likely end up being a rabbit hole, but it's possible that we could see that, and maybe there would be a lot of gameplay focus on things that happen outside of those concert venues. And now I know a lot of you guys are gonna say, well, this could have just been included with the Get Famous EP, and even though I do agree with you, there just wasn't room for a musical aspect for that. That pack is all about fame, rising to fame, living life while famous, but it kind of centers around acting and Hollywood. I do think having a similar pack to that, but just more geared for music and the music career would be just as interesting, and I don't think it's something that they really honestly could have squeezed into the Get Famous expansion pack, because the Hollywood experience is completely different from the music scene. I mean, with Hollywood, obviously you act in movies, you're famous, people know you, you sign autographs, but now having a lot of those features from Get Famous could definitely carry over and integrate into a music pack, maybe with bands or some sort of fleshed out music career. Now, I do think if they pursued an expansion pack concept like this, I think some core features would definitely be joining a band, probably with up to like 5 members. Maybe you could join with different household members, or maybe you could join with townies. There could be different instruments, things that we already have, and also definitely adding things that we don't. Being able to choose customizable genres like rock, pop, jazz, metal, or indie. There could definitely be a whole musical career sort of system where it adds new branches and expands on the already existing musician career. Maybe there's a solo artist focusing on becoming a chart-topping solo star, or a band member working together with bandmates to climb the charts and earn fame. And if you do more than one activity at the same time, maybe there's a way that you could gain more experience in your job and rank up faster or gain fame faster. Like if you're they're singing while also playing another instrument like guitar or a keyboard, for example. I definitely think that they should introduce the whole idea of record labels, and I've talked about this so many times in speculation videos from a very, very long time ago. Like I'm talking 2014, 2015, 2016, like very early on, even before we got Get Famous. I think it would be so cool if bands or even solo artists, which would be a great idea to add, could sign to record labels. Of course, each offering their own perks like higher royalties, maybe promotion deals, and definitely having goal-related activity within these record labels, like releasing an album that charts well, selling albums, gaining streams, being able to see that and track that in real time. Maybe those types of things could pop up as notifications. I feel like I'm just kind of describing my dream pack, and the chance of all of these things being in here is probably very low, but let me dream, guys. Come on, just let me dream. Now, without going too far with how much I would expect with this expansion pack, it would probably just kind of end there, but I would definitely like to see concerts and gigs, because all of those things mean nothing if you can't actually perform the music. It would be nice to be able to build venues or rent existing ones for gigs, maybe build your own stage and customize it the same way that you can in The Sims 3 Showtime. But honestly, if it ends up just being rabbit holes, I don't want to say I understand that, because I kind of don't. I do wish we would get the full experience, but if they're giving us all the other things, I don't think I would be too mad, especially if it's just the very, very large venues that are rabbit holes. You know, like if we get a stadium or a very large arena, those are fine being rabbit holes, but for performing in bars, clubs, lounges, I definitely want the experience to be able to customize the venue and customize the stage. But let's be honest, guys, we already know that if we end up having those customizable venues for gigs, there are going to be Sims everywhere doing push-ups, not doing what they're supposed to be doing, because we know the Sims 4 glitches are going to grab all the attention, unfortunately. I really think merchandise would play a really big role in a pack like this too, like being able to design t-shirts, posters, album art, and sell it to make money. I definitely think the fan interaction thing is going to be incorporated. It only makes sense. Autograph signings, new interactions and animations, maybe doing like social media live streams, and of course dealing with the obsessed superfans that come with superstardom. Honestly, with a pack like this, there's a lot of possible pack integration too, and I feel like pack integration is really what sells a pack, at least for me, in my opinion. The more pack integration there is, the more likely I am to play it and keep going back to it when I've explored everything, because it only expands the possibilities. Like obviously it makes sense to integrate with Get Famous, you know? There could be enhanced fame perks for musicians, or even like special rewards for best song or album of the year at the awards ceremony, because that already exists in that expansion pack. With City Living, they could add musical street performers and busking competitions. And honestly, even down to like eco lifestyle. Like the whole premise of that pack is literally living green. Like could you imagine creating or even purchasing instruments made from recycled materials? It's really small stuff like that that I'm like, oh, that would just make the game so much fun. And it kind of gives you a different way to play. So not everyone's playing the same exact way with the same exact stuff. It depends on what packs you have, maybe what kind of story that you want to tell. There's so much possibility to be tapped into there with that. And even parenthood could play a major role in this. Like parents could either encourage or discourage Sims from pursuing their music dreams, and depending on how that actually turns out, maybe that could cause some tense relationships or some very not so good family dynamics, not just around band practices at home if they're happening in garages, which by the way, we still don't have garage doors, so this will be the perfect time to introduce them. But also even after they get famous, maybe they have a falling out with their family because their family didn't want them to pursue music, and now they've made it big and they don't talk to their family, they don't come home, they're always making music, going on tour, performing. Again, so many amazing story potentials with that. Build buy could be absolutely incredible, like tons of stage props. We have already seen this with The Sims 3 Showtime, but I definitely want to see the return of lighting rigs. We could maybe even see amps, smoke or fog machines, definitely crowd barriers, and even music studio items, whether they're functional or not. There's a lot of opportunity here for clutter. Sound mixers, microphones, vinyl record players, CD players, you know? So much potential. And definitely posters. That would only make sense to come with a whole music rock band pack, you know? I guess depending on the aesthetic they're pushing for with a pack like this, we could see a lot of like rock star themed clothes, you know, know, like from the 80s, maybe leather jackets, studded belts, graphic tees. I could definitely see stuff from different decades making an appearance. Again, that only gives you more options for the stories that you want to tell. Maybe you're playing in a specific decade and you want to make an 80s rock band or 90s pop, 90s grunge. I definitely hope to see a lot of variety with that if we do get a pack like this. I know we already have headphones in cast, but there are definitely some other accessories too that I like to see, like being able to carry around a guitar case. Like I can just imagine my Sims walking down the street with a guitar case strapped over them, hanging on their back. They're seeing fans that are cheering, signing autographs. I do envision a lot of bugs with this stuff, but I don't know, my mind just runs wild sometimes when it comes to pack concepts that I truly really would love to see in The Sims 4. And honestly, if it ended up turning out even just half as similar as everything that I just described, it would probably end up being my favorite expansion pack in The Sims 4. But I also do feel like it just comes down to which expansion pack team would even make a pack like this, because, you know, not everyone knows this, and those that do, not everyone even agrees with it, but there are different expansion pack teams that work on these packs, and sometimes they alternate between each other. Sometimes we get expansions that feel a bit more lackluster, like High School Years in my opinion, and then we get other expansion packs like Life and Death, which are made by the other expansion pack team, which I, in my personal opinion, feel like are more fleshed out. God, I hope a pack like this would come from the team that made our last expansion pack. But you guys will have to let me know down below, if we were to ever see a pack like this, what would you like to see incorporated with it? It definitely is, I guess, a version of Get Famous, but it kind of stems off of that into a completely different world that really doesn't relate to Get Famous. The only tie-in would literally just be the fame system, which could work with it and enhance it if you already have Get Famous, so it necessarily wouldn't be a waste of an expansion pack. And also, what do you think about this new clip advertising The Sims 4 with this whole rock band clip? I don't know, I definitely find it interesting, and I think it could potentially be a hint at what's to come in The Sims 4, but that's gonna be it from me for now. Share all of your thoughts below, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, guys, and happy life simming.